Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Wisconsin.
It is a beautiful night in Chicago, Illinois. Had a little rain come through the area a couple of hours ago, but we're set up for a beautiful night for baseball tonight. Game 3 of this series, the Milwaukee Brewers, the Chicago Cubs, the I-94 rivalry. And hi, everybody. We welcome you from Wrigley Field, Chicago. Great to have you with us tonight. Alongside Bill Schroeder, I'm Brian Anderson. Craig Cachon is our reporter tonight. Well, the Brewers had some injury situations yesterday. 2 players left the game, Chase Anderson and Ryan Braun. Chase Anderson hoping to make his next start, and it looks like the news on Ryan Braun is a lot better than what it looked like yesterday.
Yeah, crashing into the wall on a foul ball in left field early in the game. Second game of the doubleheader. You could see Brawny. A lot of things could have gone wrong. What happened was he jammed his foot into that wall, a slight twist of the ankle. Brawny thought initially it was a lot more serious than it was. It took him a while to get up, but walked off under his own power. Talking to Braun before the game, he was on the exercise bike. That's always good news. And what that does for Craig Counsell is he has to adjust his batting order. Jonathan Villar is going to be the number 3 hitter because Braun is out for the first time all season long. So when you have Braun out and you got John Lester, the left-hander, out there on the mound for the Cubs, it creates a lot of problems for you.
Villar hits third. Keon Broxton hits leadoff for just the second time. Big John Lester, 4-time All-Star, made an All-Star team this year with the Cubs. He matches up against Jimmy Nelson. Game 3 from Wrigley coming up next. Tonight's game on Fox Sports Wisconsin, presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Wrigley Field, Chicago, the site. And game 3 of this series. The Brewers swept yesterday in a doubleheader, trying to pick up the first win of this 4-game series. A series that will conclude tomorrow with a day game against Jake Arrieta. They see Craig Counsell having a chat with his pitching coach, Derek Johnson. Brewers have Jimmy Nelson on the mound here tonight. Let's give you the rest of the Brewer lineup. It's brought to you by Potawatomi. Keon Broxton will hit leadoff. Orlando Arcia back in there hitting second. Then VR hits third for the first time. In the middle it goes Perez, Carter, and Jeanette. Jake Elmore gets the start for Braun in left. And Martin Maldonado will bat eighth and catch Nelson in the ninth spot. He's on the mound against John Lester. Lester's been terrific this season. Had a couple of bad starts in a row a month ago, but other than that, Rock, he has been very consistent for the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah, making start number 24, a .293 earned run average, and his ERA here at Wrigley Field just a touch over 2, so he's been very good here at home. 2-2 career against the Brew Crew. This will be start number 6, an earned run average at .306. Had a rough outing in a no decision at Miller Park in his only start against the Brewers. Let's check out the defense behind Lester, brought to you by Menards. You got Soler, Fowler, and Hayward in the outfield. You got Bryant, Russell, Zobrist, and Rizzo around from third to first, and David Ross, the personal catcher of David Lester behind home plate, or John Lester behind home plate.
Four-man umpiring crew is in place. The crew chief is calling the balls and strikes tonight. Jerry Davis, Rob Drake, Carlos Torres, and Sam Holbrook on the bases. And everybody all smile, saying hello to one another, and we're all set for baseball tonight at Wrigley. No batting practice for either team. The tarp was down today. It rained a little bit a couple of hours before first pitch tonight. Well, we're looking good for the rest of the evening here in Chicago on the north side. First pitch down and in. We're underway. Keon Broxton in that leadoff spot for just the second time this season. Overall, he's hitting .233. And while that may seem like a low batting average on the surface, Broxton has been red hot since his call up from AAA. That was back on July 25th. He's hitting .368 in the month of August. You go back to his call up on July 25th, he's hitting .357. Has a couple of home runs and 9 RBIs in that stretch. Was on the up and down train between Colorado Springs and Milwaukee. He's finally here for good. And he is really opening up some eyes.
Yeah, certainly has the speed to be able to be a leadoff hitter, and on base percentage over .350. So he's been getting on base.
And Broxton with that new batting stance whistles one foul into the seats, and that'll send the count to 2-2. Keon came to the Brewers from the Pirates. Jason Rogers was on the other end of that trade. Rogers at the AAA level has been hurt a little bit with the Pirates, has not played much in the big leagues after the first few weeks of the season. And the way Broxton started, it didn't look like he was going to be in the big leagues long either. 0 for his first 24, but he's turned it around in a big way. On the ground sharply, that's Russell who makes the play for out number 1, and that's how the day begins for John Lester.
Yeah, Lester's only lost 1 game since May 21st. He's on a nice stretch. He and Arrieta, the rest of his starting rotation. We saw a good start from Jason Hamill yesterday. Hendricks, John Lackey, one of the best starting rotations in all the big leagues.
Yeah, especially lately, the Cubs starting rotation in the last 15 games, 10 wins, no losses, a .163 earned run average. And both starters won yesterday, part of a doubleheader sweep of the Brewers yesterday for the Cubs. Orlando Arcia sat the nightcap yesterday, played in the first game, took the collar. He was 0 for 3. Craig Counsell trying to get him off his feet, let him settle in a little bit. It's been a wild ride for Arcia since he arrived to the big leagues. He's been playing a lot. He's only had 2 days off since coming up, and it can be a whirlwind for a young player.
And a lot of emotion your first trip to the major leagues.
Shows bunt. That is in the box when he made contact with it, so a foul ball.
He's done a real good job defensively, and still got a lot to learn up there at the plate. He's got good skills, though. Always thinking right field. Has a good sense of what his job is at the plate. You can see his feet are in the box. That'll be a foul ball.
Arcia is big league ready defensively. He looks like a guy that could contend for a Gold Glove at the shortstop position. But as you know, Rock, to win a Gold Glove, you have to hit a little bit. It's weird that it works out that way, a bit ironic, but you have to put up some offensive numbers to be in the mix to win a defensive award.
Yeah, and you have to have a reputation. I mean, 1 year is not going to get it done, really. Reputation of consistency, but you're right. I mean, you need to be able to do a little bit at the plate to be able to win a Gold Glove. You're right, it doesn't make sense, but that's the way it's been.
Arcia, 22 years of age, same age as the Cubs shortstop, the All-Star Addison Russell. Arcia is 8 months younger than Russell, but both currently 22. Arcia just turned a couple of weeks ago. And these two, you figure in this division, if everything works the way the Brewers want it to work, they're going to be facing off for many, many years to come. This golden era of shortstops across Major League Baseball right now.
And young shortstops at that.
Well, you look at this division alone with Russell, the All-Star at short for the Cubs, Arcia just coming up for the Brewers. You got Aledmys Diaz, the 25-year-old shortstop and an All-Star this year with St. Louis. Lester deals to Arcia, and a swing and a miss. He got him to chase. 2 up and 2 down for Lester, his first strikeout.
Yeah, pitch right at the top of the strike zone. Not sure if that pitch is going to be called here in this game tonight. Right at the top of the zone, and he comes up empty.
2 up, 2 down for Lester. Lester had a bad stretch in early July, right before the All-Star break, and his bad stretch coincided with a number of the starting pitchers for the Cubs going through a poor run. He's been great at Wrigley, 2.07 ERA, as Jonathan VR with a swing and a miss. First time all year VR's hit third. He's been so good in the leadoff spot. Council's had a hard time taking him out of that position.
There's a good changeup from Lester. He'll throw a lot of different things at you. He got the cutter, the changeup, 4-seamer. He's got a good breaking pitch. Throwing a lot of confidence.
See that big pad on the left thigh of VR. Took a shot there the other day and trying to. He looks like a football player. He's got thigh pads, knee pads.
Got the shin guard on there to protect against foul balls.
He looks huge. He looks like the Hulk.
He's got the jaw pad on the helmet.
Elbow guard. Safety first for Jonathan VR.
Right.
I'm not sure I've ever seen a player so padded up before. Lester deals, and VR takes a ball.
It really allows him to hang in there and stay on that pitch away. And really for VR, you know, that extra protection on the face there. He's never been hit up there, but he just feels as though they've been pitching him inside a little bit more. And with that extra padding, feels like he can hang in there more on pitches inside.
And he rips that one foul, almost wiped out the third base umpire.
Good example right there. Pitch on the inside corner.
VR starts with an open stance, slightly open, then dives in, and boy, he hit that like a bullet. Rattled the Chicago bullpen down there. Full count. And VR takes a call. Strike 3. Lester rings the bell. Couple of Ks, a 1-2-3 inning. Now Jimmy Nelson on the mound at Wrigley. Those guys are. Some Brewers fans making a trip down from Milwaukee. And there's Joe Madden. His club has the best record in the major leagues. 75 wins, 43 losses, and a 12.5 game lead in the Central Division. It's a runaway train here in Chicago. Madden's lineup brought to you by Potawatomi. It's Fowler, Bryant, and Rizzo. Zobrist, Russell, and Soler in the middle, with Hayward, Ross, and Lester rounding out the starting Cubs 9. That will match up against Jimmy Nelson.
Now Jimmy looking for a win. His last win came back on July 16th. A month ago at Cincinnati. He's lost 5 in a row. They can start number 9 against the Cubs, looking for his first ever win against the Cubs.
Saw Fowler in game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday. Had the nightcap off. Did pinch hit in game 2 yesterday. What a great leadoff hitter he's been for the Cubs. Remember that ordeal this offseason when Fowler looked like he was headed to Baltimore on a multi-year contract, left that on the table, had an about face, and decided to sign a 1-year deal with the Cubs.
Well, liked it here and knew that there's a pretty good chance they're going to head back to the postseason. So it turned out to be a pretty good call for Dexter Fowler. The way things look, he's going to sign him a nice contract at the end of the season.
Fowler is currently 7th in the National League in on-base percentage. Usually you see a lot of the sluggers in that category among league leaders. Guys like Rizzo and Votto, Paul Goldschmidt, all those players make sense. But a leadoff hitter with a high on-base percentage, that's the goal for everyone. It's just hard to find. Fowler's on-base percentage is .392, and he's putting together one of his best seasons in that category. Not hitting the home runs that he has in the past, but his batting average is up significantly, and he doesn't need to hit home runs in this lineup.
Yeah, just get on base. He scores a lot of runs, makes you work up there at the plate. Already a 6-pitch at bat to start the game for Nelson.
Lester retired the side in order in the first, took 19 pitches to retire 3 in a row, had a couple of strikeouts. And Fowler fights another one off.
And one of the reasons why Jimmy Nelson has not been able to go too deep into games. I mean, sometimes it's lack of command out of the strike zone, and because this stuff isn't what it was early in the season and even last year, hitters are able to foul off a bunch of tough pitches, and that's how that pitch count continues to climb for Jimmy.
And Fowler draws a walk.
So an 8-pitch at bat ends up being a walk. Let's check out the Menards defense behind Nelson here tonight. You got Jake Elmore out in left, Ryan Braun sitting this one out. Broxton Perez round out the outfield. B.R. Arcia, Jeanette and Carter from third to first, and Martin Maldonado behind home plate.
Well, Jake Elmore will be out there with the bleacher creatures today. That could be an unusual experience for a guy who hasn't spent a lot of time in the big leagues.
Best off with earplugs out there.
I'm sure Ryan Braun has been hearing plenty out there. Braun going to be out for a couple of days.
Always entertaining. Sometimes they come off with a good one now and then. It's just basic abuse.
Here's Chris Bryant, Rookie of the Year last season. He's already surpassed his home run total from last season. Bryant this year's hit 28, hit 26 last year, and is a strong MVP candidate. Problem for Bryant as of right now, his teammate and the man who hits behind him, Anthony Rizzo, is putting together an even better season. Bryant fouls it back. Bryant and Rizzo. They call him Brizzo here. And you see the batting averages are similar. Bryant with a few more home runs. Rizzo with more RBIs. And a much higher OPS. Both OPS are strong, though. Rizzo brings that extra element of Gold Glove caliber defense. Not that Bryant's a...
Yeah, he's not bad either.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Bryant. Well, this Cubs lineup is on the attack early. Feels like every game they score early a lot. And it puts you under a lot of pressure and a lot of high octane pitches when you're fresh out of the bullpen to start a ball game. And Bryant is hit by a pitch. Cubs lead the league in hit by pitches. They stand right on the plate. And that is a common result.
And you try to come inside, and that's what happens a lot of times. You're going to miss in off the plate, hit a batter. Jimmy Nelson, no stranger to hitting batters. Hits a ton of batters, and well, he relies on that pitch inside. That's the 15th batter that he's hit this year.
That leads the National League. And now Nelson in early trouble here at Wrigley with Anthony Rizzo and 2 men aboard. Rizzo hit his 25th home run of the season recently, and it is the 3rd straight year he has hit 25 homers. Pulls that one foul.
They try to pitch him inside. I mean, good luck to you. He gets that barrel of the bat out very quickly and covers the inside. He covers the outside corner. Tough guy to pitch to. And Jimmy just needs to focus on getting the baseball down. He's having a difficult time doing that so far.
Two on, nobody out. And a breaking ball in there for a strike.
That's a good pitch right there. Good snap on that slider.
Jimmy had one of his better starts of the year against Chicago back on May 18th. Went 7 1/3. Did not allow a run. Rizzo gets jammed. A fly ball to shallow center. Broxton's coming in, and he'll make the play for out number 1. Jimmy Nelson in his career against Chicago has never won. As Rock mentioned, he's 0-5, but his ERA is very good. It's 2.91 in his 10 games. That includes 8 starts. This is number 9 tonight. This season, he's 0-2 with a 1.53 earned run average against the Cubs. He's only given up 3 earned runs in 17 2/3 innings.
Yeah, last year 0-2 at Wrigley Field. He only allowed 6 runs in 20 innings. That's a 270 earned run average. So yeah, he just hadn't had a lot of run support to work with against Chicago.
Here's Ben Zobrist. Zobrist getting to start at second base tonight for Madden. He can play all over. You can put him in the corner outfield spots. He could play third if he needed to. But the Cubs are extremely versatile. It's kind of the new age roster makeup. And Madden, maybe his best attribute is that he gets players to buy into all that he has in mind.
And he moves them around quite a bit, you know, to keep them sharp in all their positions. Even with Chris Bryant, he'll play left field, he'll play third, and it doesn't seem to affect the offense, either one of them. Bryant or Zobrist.
I asked Madden how he determines where he's going to play Bryant, especially. That's where it all starts for Madden. And he freely admits that. He goes, Bryant's going to be in the lineup. So it starts where we feel he's best suited to play on that particular day. And they basically play Bryant in the position with the least, what they feel will be the least amount of traffic. So John Lester's on the mound. You're not going to see a whole lot of ground balls to third base, and so Bryant plays third base. And when there is a lot of ground ball traffic, especially to the left side, then you'll see Bryant in left field, and then that starts the revolving door of everybody else. That determines where Zobrist will play, where Baez will play. There's a shot, base hit. Fowler throws. Now he starts it up, going to try to score. And the throw comes in, up the line. Fowler's in. And it's an RBI for Zobrist, and the Cubs have the early lead tonight.
Well, if the throw's right on the money, they probably have a play on Fowler, but a little bit up the line. That pitch down and in, and Zobrist drops the head on it. Hits it hard in the right. You had Perez playing deep out there. And Dexter Fowler with good speed, able to score. So a run in the first inning with only one out. Fowler got a late break, wasn't sure if it was a line drive was going to be caught or not.
Fowler's had some hamstring problems. He was in cruise control until the last 60 feet or so, and he scores. It's an RBI for Zobrist. First and third with one out for Addison Russell. Russell with 72 runs batted in. That is big production from the shortstop position, especially when you play the caliber of defense that Addison Russell plays. What a find he has been. I'm not sure the Cubs knew they had this kind of star player. They knew he was good when they made the deal for him. They acquired Russell from the Oakland A's. Oakland was in a pennant race, and the A's got Samardzija and Jason Hamill. Russell was one of the players coming back.
And you said it earlier. I mean, he's only 22 years old, and he's done all this already. Been in the postseason. Started the year last year at second base. They benched Starlin Castro. They moved him to shortstop, and he's been there ever since. So he is a good find for the Cubs.
Madden talks about the fact he doesn't bring a lot of the wow factor. He's just steady, makes all the plays, keeps to himself. He's a quiet guy, but we've seen him a lot this year, and I disagree with Matt. I think he does bring a wow factor. He does have that big range. There's a little flare that's going to fall. A base hit will bring in another run, and the Cubs are all over Jimmy Nelson early. A walk, a hit batter, now 2 hits. It's 2-0, still only 1 out.
Yeah, first and third again. Jimmy with another breaking pitch that was down and away. Look at Russell able to just lay a bat on it, just kind of throws it out there, levels it out, and dumps it into right field. And Chris Bryant, who got hit by a pitch, ends up coming around to score. So the walk, the hit batter comes around to score, and the Cubs up by a couple of runs.
Early visit for Derek Johnson, a quick trip to the mound for the Brewer pitching coach. Jimmy Nelson on the first 5 hitters has gotten to 2 strikes, and yet 4 have reached base.
It's that put-away pitch that he's been lacking for a while now. You know, that sharp, that crisp breaking pitch, whether it be the slider or that spike curveball. We haven't seen any of the spike curveball in this inning. It's been basically fastball slider, and the fastball's been up in the zone. He hasn't been able to get it down.
By the way, that RBI by Russell takes him to the top of the National League among shortstops for RBIs. He was tied with Trevor Story of the Rockies. Jorge Soler with runners at the corners. 2-0 Cubs.
Yeah, Soler in the lineup because of his good success against Jimmy Nelson. A .350 hitter against Jimmy with a home run. There's that good two-seamer, that power sinker.
That's probably the most noticeable difference in Jimmy Nelson from what we saw last year. That fastball right there was humming along at 95 miles an hour last season, and right now it's 92, 93. Up and in. Soler almost took one on the forearm as well. You just wonder if pitchers feel that. I've talked to pitchers over the years, and when they don't feel like they have the power that they're used to, it sets off this chain reaction of a little anxiety about they just don't have the power in the fastball or the snap in the breaking ball. There's a good breaking ball and a wave and a miss.
And sometimes you overcompensate. You try to get a little bit more movement than you did before. But even with Jimmy Nelson throwing 93, 94 miles an hour, if he had that same movement, that same sink on the fastball, it would be equally as effective. You might not get the strikeouts, but you'll certainly get the ground balls if you get it down in the zone.
And that ball's deep. Soler's going to watch this one fly. 3-run homer.
Well, we said that's why Soler's in the lineup. A .353 hitter against Nelson. And now with a couple of home runs. That ball way back out there in left center.
5-0 Cubs. A bomb almost hit the scoreboard.
Yeah, right down the middle. And Soler, a good extension, gave it a ride way back out there in left center.
Well, Nelson back to work. Jason Hayward at the plate. Still just 1 out. Last 3 hits have all been with 2 strikes. Soler with home run number 9. Broken bat. Base hit. Hayward on his way to second.
Well, this is the last thing, of course, an understatement that Craig Counsell needed to see after Chase Anderson only went 2/3 of an inning in the start last night. He needed some length out of Jimmy Nelson today. He's already over 30 pitches with only 1 out and already down 5-0. So a disastrous beginning to this game for a lot of different reasons for Craig Counsell.
Well, this might be one of those games where Craig Counsell has no choice but to have Jimmy Nelson just wear it a little bit, because the bullpen had to pick up all but 2 outs yesterday in the second game of a doubleheader with the Anderson injury, and that is a beat up bunch down there right now. So Jimmy is hoping to turn this thing around fast. A dreadful start for him. 4 consecutive hits. RBIs from Zobrist, Russell, and the 3-run homer by Soler. David Ross, the 8th place hitter in this Cubs batting order. And it got him a strikeout. There is out number 1. Check it, out number 2. Strikeout number 1. And here comes John Lester. Never want to see the pitcher bat in the first inning if you're on Jimmy Nelson's side of the fence. But you're hoping a way out of this inning and a chance to regroup.
Yeah, well, even that strikeout to David Ross was right down the middle on a 2-strike pitch.
there's bad command that shows up noticeably in the walk categories or pitches out of the strike zone. Then there's the poor command that shows up in the strike zone.
Not sure which is worse, right?
That's where Nelson has really run into trouble.
Well, it was the bad command, the first 2 hitters that got him into trouble, and then too much plate for a lot of the pitches after that.
Nelson having a dreadful month of August. This is his 4th start. His ERA coming into play tonight in August was over 10. And it's only going north after this one. 38 pitches thus far for Jimmy Nelson. Two and two to Lester. Had a pretty good cut.
Interesting that Jimmy Nelson throughout this entire inning, it's been, 2 pitches, fastball, slider. Really hasn't used the spike curveball. I don't remember any. And there was a while where that was his best pitch. I mean, that got him out of a lot of jams, particularly last year when he broke it out. I haven't seen many as of late.
Well, Tyler Cravey starting to move around in the bullpen. If Nelson walks Lester here, I'm sure Cravey is going to begin to get loose. Cravey pitched 2 innings yesterday.
Yeah, it'd be a little early for Cravey to get up again.
Cravey was the 26th man yesterday. The Brewers made a change. They sent Andy Wilkins back to AAA and kept Cravey needing pitching. Stepping into the danger zone at this pitch count. First time Jimmy Nelson has ever thrown more than 40 pitches in an inning. And when it's the first inning, it can be very dangerous. And Lester just keeps fouling them away.
Yeah, getting a lot of pitches that are very hittable. Pitches that are up, getting a lot of the plate. And he's able to foul them off.
Five runs are in for the Cubs. A 3-run homer by Soler. The big blow in this one. And another 3-2 pitch. And he walks Lester. That is a hopeless feeling for both parties there. Jimmy Nelson on the mound. And Craig Counsell having to make a very tough decision here. Cravey's not yet ready to come in. Derek Johnson with his palms up. He doesn't have any answers either. Cravey's going to need at least one more batter, you figure. And that pitch count at 44 for Jimmy Nelson.
Yeah, you got a day game tomorrow. You got a 3-game series against the Seattle Mariners, and you have 2 back-to-back starts that are looking they're going to be pretty short. Last night, game 2, and this one.
Nelson's just trying to get through the first inning.
Just a complete beat down to the bullpen.
Fowler walked to start all of this mess, had a long at bat. Thing is, Nelson, 7 of the first 8 batters he faced, he got to 2 strikes. Actually, 8 of the first 9 he faced, he got to 2 strikes.
Didn't have that put away pitch right now.
So he's thrown 46 pitches, Rock. 17 of those have been 2-strike pitches. 1-1 to Fowler. 1-2 the count.
And his pitch count right now is in the area where you really get concerned about, his health. I mean, that's a lot of pitches. I mean, you're pushing 50 pitches in the first inning.
Cravey is ready in the bullpen. This will most certainly be Nelson's last hitter if he does not retire Fowler. Cravey, I'm sure, is coming in. He's going to throw at least 49. Cravey's got to be a little bit sore himself. 2 innings yesterday. There's a strike called, and this mess is finally over. That's one of the worst first innings we've seen in Milwaukee. 5 runs on the board.
At Wrigley Field, and just a reminder, it's Country Night at Miller Park on Saturday, August 27th, as multi-platinum country artist Kip Moore performs a free post-game concert presented by 94.5 KTI Country. Plus, fans who purchase a special Country Night ticket package will get a Brewers trucker hat. Visit brewers.com/theme nights. Kip Moore.
So much goodness all wrapped up in one night.
Beer money. Sounding good about now.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, you feel for Jimmy Nelson. That has got to be the loneliest place in sports. Standing on a mound trying to get through an inning where he throws nearly 50 pitches. And the Cubs have given John Lester a 5-0 lead. Lester went 1-2-3 in the first inning with a couple of strikeouts. Hernan Perez, who homered yesterday, avoiding a doubleheader sweep yesterday. This came with 2 outs in the 9th inning of Game 2 of a doubleheader. And if not for that one in the basket, the Brewers, for the first time in franchise history, would have been shut out both ends of a doubleheader. But Perez was having none of that. His 10th homer of the season.
A couple other guys would get on, and Joe Madden was forced to bring on his closer, Aroldis Chapman. The guys went down fighting in Game 2.
Two to Perez, and he swings and fouls it away. Hernan's really swinging the bat well. He had 2 hits in the nightcap yesterday. Look at that guy. He's fired up. Yeah. Souvenir. And Hernan's hanging tough.
Yeah, Lester's a guy that's not, he's not overpowering like he used to be. I mean, 91, 92, with a fastball, he'll cut it, throws a changeup and a curveball in the upper 70s. He just throws a lot of strikes, 39 walks, 139 strikeouts this year. Averaging close to a strikeout per innings pitched.
He's turned himself into a terrific player. I was talking to Darnell Coles, the hitting coach, about Perez, and they were together with the Tigers, and he always liked Hernan's approach. The coaching staff there always felt like he had great instincts. They just weren't sure if he was going to hit enough. As he rips out into second, but Zobrist is right there. And there is out number one.
Well, he's turned himself into a good hitter, and he goes to the opposite field very well. Give you a really good at bat, and has shown a lot of power this year. Hit that one right on the nose.
Darnell Coles was telling the story how Perez, when he was called up to the big leagues with the Tigers, he hitched his wagon next to Miguel Cabrera, and he tried to emulate him. Miguel Cabrera took him under his wing. Countryman from Venezuela, and he shaped his swing as best he could after Cabrera, the approach at the plate, and was constantly picking his brain on the offensive side. And at that time, Perez was a shortstop, and a very good shortstop who had a lot of speed. Tigers just didn't have enough patience. They're in a pennant race. They were trying to win divisions and go into the postseason. They didn't have a lot of patience with Perez to play the position and start every day. Remember, they made that deal for Iglesias with Boston, and then Perez became expendable, and that's how the Brewers got him. They got him on trade waivers. That was last year in June, early June, and he has blossomed in Milwaukee.
Because he's been able to get playing time in Milwaukee that he would not have gotten in Detroit.
Carter lines one through the left side with the shift on, a base hit.
Yeah, consistent playing time, that helps a lot of hitters. Perez, look what Kean Broxton's been able to do with consistent playing time, right? Keep him in the lineup, and guys at this level are going to start to hit.
I think the Brewers' mentality right now: suffer through the bad times, suffer through the slumps with players that you believe in, and hopefully you can reap some of those rewards when this team does get it turned around and their system is improved significantly, and you start to build toward the future. You start to look at this lineup today and you wonder who's going to be a part of it, and there are certainly a few guys out there that'll be a part of it.
And that's what this season's all about, particularly the last month and a half. Going to be big time evaluation, and some of these guys here will probably not be in spring training, but most of them probably will.
Cubs with a 5-run first. Brewers with a man on with one out. Jeanette, a swing and a miss. Scooter has handled left-handed pitchers this season. That's one of the reasons he's been playing every day. Still looking for his first hit of the series. And a swing and a miss. Lester strikes him out. Out number 2, strikeout number 3 for Lester.
They got him to chase one up in the strike zone. Well, once again, Lester's job already with a 5-0 lead in the second. Just keep throwing strikes.
Here's Jake Elmore now. Elmore starts in left field for Braun, and if you're just picking up our broadcast, we hit the air with the news that Ryan Braun's injury is not as significant as it was thought to be yesterday, and it may only knock him out a couple of days. I think everybody was bracing for the worst yesterday. Braun went sliding into the retaining wall down the left field line. And it was an awkward collision on a slide with that wall. Didn't know if it was his knee, his calf, his ankle.
It looked bad in the beginning, but he walked off under his own power. It didn't look like he was struggling too bad. And well, you see it right here, going after a foul ball early in the game, sliding and went hard into that wall with his foot, twisted his ankle a little bit. And before the game, I was in the clubhouse and I saw Ryan Braun on the exercise bike. So not too bad. Looks like he's not going to be out very long.
Elmore with a base hit to right. So the Brewers with a couple of hits, trying to chip away at this 5-run deficit early.
Yeah, but he 1-2 pitch, and Elmore able to get on top of a high fastball and dump it into right field.
Well, 2 on. Here is Maldonado now. Carter and Elmore on base, both with singles. You love the effort by Braun yesterday. Been a long day, a doubleheader, night game. Brewers were down. Teams out of a pennant race. Braun was, and he's always been this way, but he was playing hard, going after it, trying to make a play.
Yeah, just not a lot of room down between the line and that wall. But you're right. I mean, the effort for this Brewers club, even when they're down and not winning games, has been very good. No hanging of heads.
Brewers did put up a fight in the 9th yesterday. They actually brought the tying run to the plate. Forced Madden to go to his closer, Aroldis Chapman, who saved both games of the doubleheader yesterday. Maldonado celebrated his 30th birthday yesterday. He caught the nightcap. And he takes a ball. Maldonado's got it in his favor, 3-1. Now one swing here, the Brewers could get right back in it. Try not to let this big crowd in. It's been a playoff environment all series long. There's ball 4 and the bases are loaded.
Yeah. Lester struggled in his last outing against Milwaukee. That was at Miller Park back on July 24th. 4 runs in 4 innings. It took him 100 pitches. And he walked 5. That was a season high 5 walks. Let's see if the Brewers can get into that Cubs bullpen early tonight.
Brewers had the green light against Lester at Miller Park. They were running wild on Lester. That's always been the case. He just does not throw the bases well. Brewers stole 5 in that game off Lester.
And it rattled him. Only lasted 4 innings, left down 2-0, but the Cubs would win the game.
Now Lester's not comfortable. Brings his catcher out, David Ross. Ross is Lester's personal catcher. One of the reasons why the Cubs carry 3 catchers. They got Miguel Montero, David Ross, and then Wilson Contreras, who does play left field on occasion. Big spot for the Brewers, trying to answer a 5-run first for the Cubs. See if you can get some magic out of your pitcher here.
Yeah, Lester not happy with the strike zone to Jerry Davis. That pitch borderline called out of the strike zone.
2-0 now. At the plate this season, Nelson has 4 hits. He's also driven in 3 runs. He's 4 for 40 at the plate. There's a strike, taking all the way.
Pretty close to the same pitch. It was called out of the strike zone. Just a little bit higher.
Maybe that stare down by Lester shamed him into it. Taking the John Lackey approach. Ground ball to Russell. He'll go the easy way, and that will retire the side. Brewers strand the bases loaded. They trail 5-0 as we go to the second inning at Wrigley.
Here at Wrigley Field, only Carlos Torres was not used in yesterday's doubleheader. The Brewers are hoping to get at least 5 good innings out of Jimmy Nelson here tonight to help give them a break after the doubleheader. But a career-high 49-pitch first inning for Jimmy Nelson. 5 runs given up. He's lost 5 in a row. He's only won once since May 29th. And the Brewers pitching staff, even going into the weekend, their rotation a little bit in jeopardy and in question right now. Willie Peralta and Matt Garza will start Saturday and Sunday respectively. Friday TBA based on Chase Anderson. Not sure if the Brewers will have to bring in somebody at this point, but got to be a lot of concern for number 52 out on the mound right now and how things have transpired the last couple of months. A greater level of concern after that first inning, guys.
That is an extreme number of pitches, and you rarely see that. Only pitcher that has thrown more pitches in the first inning this year, in an inning this year, is Alfredo Simon, who threw 50. So Nelson starts it up again and hoping for better results as we move along.
He needs to keep the ball down. I mean, that's the big deal. It's not so much the velocity, it's location. Got to get it down in the zone, maybe get some ground balls.
Chris Bryant leads off, and that hit him. Second time he's been hit by a pitch.
It just grazed him, trying to come inside, just not able to put the baseball where he wants it. Did it get the jersey? And another rough start for Jimmy Nelson.
And he'll face Anthony Rizzo.
They've been talking about Jimmy Nelson in the pitch count. John Lester's near 50 pitches in 2 innings. So he's not he wasn't very sharp in that second inning.
One of those nights where every hitter is feeling good. Feel like there's going to be some offense. There is hardly any breeze blowing at all. I mean, those flags are hanging straight down.
And you don't see that very often in this ballpark.
So much for the Windy City, right?
It was blowing in from right all day yesterday. Be nice to get some breeze in here, wouldn't it? A little stuffy.
It's a little still.
A little sweat on the brow.
And other places. Rizzo takes a ball, 1-1 to count.
Put it this way, you wouldn't want to be on a sailboat out there on Lake Michigan right now.
There's a pop-up in the infield. And let's see, VR and Arcia, and it's going to be VR who makes a call and the catch. Rizzo retired, 1 away.
Second time that Jimmy's been able to get Rizzo on a high fastball. Hey, MLB TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you've come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Ben Zobrist now with 1 away. Had an RBI single last inning. Shot, base hit into center field. Zobrist is starting to dial it in at the plate. He looked good at the plate yesterday, and he's got 2 hits today. Hitting the ball hard.
Yeah, 2 hits in game 2 of the doubleheader and 2 for 2 in the first 2 innings here tonight. Just out of the reach of Arcia, it's short. Well, the Cubs threatening once again.
So Nelson right back in trouble. 2 on, 1 away. Here's Addison Russell, who drove in a run with a single in the first inning. Brewers will have to face Jake Arrieta tomorrow, the reigning Cy Young Award winner. Cubs are headed out west after this homestand, as are the Brewers. The Brewers are on their way to Seattle after the game tomorrow. Cubs will go to Colorado. Brewers will have 3 in Seattle over the weekend. The surging Seattle Mariners, they've got themselves in a position at a possible postseason this year. And then a homestand, a long homestand coming up. Rockies, Pirates, Cardinals. And you won't see much of the Brewers in September. A lot of road games in the final month of the season. Russell on the ground, chance to turn it here, and it goes 6-4-3. That is just what Nelson needed. Comes back with a scoreless inning. 5-0 Cubs. Brewers turn it. 6-4-3 double play to end the Cubs' second inning. broadcasting department there. There's Tim Shea rocking the backwards hat, looking like Ken Griffey Jr. down there. Matt Putzer.
We took him out to lunch today. Had a good time with him.
And we got Carolyn Birch up here in the booth with us. Tim and Matt weren't invited to the booth.
No.
There's not enough room for Tim and Matt in the booth.
We fed them. They should be happy.
Good guys right there.
They do a lot for us. I didn't actually think Tim Shea had an actual title. Manager of broadcasting.
Yeah, we found that out today. That was
yeah.
I wasn't even sure he was a paid employee. I thought he just kind of hung out.
Just kind of snuck in the ballpark.
There he is. Tim A. Keon Broxton leads off.
They do a lot.
You know Tim Shea, the guy we're talking about here. If you go to a game at Miller Park, he's the guy chasing the famous racing sausages around.
Right.
He and Carolyn are always
right
running after the sausages, especially when the little weenies are involved and they don't exactly know where to go.
Sometimes they go backwards, and Tim's chasing them down.
As Keon Broxton takes a call at strike 3, and there is out number 1. Now we say hi to all of our colleagues putting in the long hours at Miller Park. Glad to see they get a little time away from Miller Park. And all of our bosses, Alita Mercer and Tyler Barnes. Except those two had no idea that these 3 were actually in the ballpark today. They're wondering why they didn't show up to work.
No, they thought they were working. That's a nice day off for them. Come to a different ballpark. Yeah.
Orlando Arcia with 1 away. And he tries to bunt. Little pop up to Lester. 2 outs.
And nothing wrong with that. I mean, we talk about, the problems that John Lester has fielding his position. Why not bunt? Of course, it wasn't a very good bunt, but a good idea. Just not executed very well. The one thing you want to do is you want to make Lester field a bunt on the third base side of the mound to make him make a throw. That way, if he goes on the first base side, just underhands it easily over to first base.
Two quick outs for Lester, and here is Jonathan Villar up there hacking at the first pitch. The switch hitter. Villar's been stacking up some pretty good numbers all year, but especially since he moved to third base, he's handled that position change very well. "13 of his last 14 starts have come at third base."
Yeah, he was at shortstop in game 2 last night. First time in a while Arcia got the night off.
1 ball, 1 strike, and Villar takes outside. 2-1 the count. Lester has that terrific cut fastball. I was talking to David Ross a few weeks ago about Lester. He said he's not the easiest guy to catch because a lot of his inside fastballs have run on them, and those are thumb busters for a catcher. Villar was right on that one. He fouls it back.
A lot of times Lester's not sure what it's going to do when he comes in there. A lot of times, glove side for both right-handers and left-handers. If you put it on that side of the plate, it's going to have, that natural cut action to it. Arm side, maybe some sink. Those are the toughest guys to catch. The guys that really aren't sure how their pitches are going to move.
And that one bores in on the hands of Villar. Russell will take care of him to end the inning. And a 3-up, 3-down frame for Lester. 5-0 Cubs. Headed to the bottom of the 3rd.
Coverage of baseball. Our Major League Baseball news and notes. Jose Altuve last night against St. Louis became the second fastest active player to reach 1,000 hits. Ichiro was the fastest, just ahead of him. J-Happ won his 17th of the season. That leads the majors. And Chase Utley first came back in Philly yesterday since that 2015 trade. Couple of home runs, including a grand slam. And how about this? Standing ovation and curtain call for the guy in the opposing uniform. How about that?
He got 2 curtain calls yesterday, hit 2 home runs, including that grand slam yesterday. That was a great sight. Chase Utley said that would be a day he would never forget.
And they loved him in Philly. They still do, apparently.
Jorge Soler leads off for the Cubs. He hit a 3-run bomb in the first inning. I'm a little distracted here, Rock.
I know. What are you going after?
I have
a
spider spinning a web right in front of my face. It's coming down.
Well, it's not a big one. Leave him alone. He's going to be all right.
No, he's fine. He'll be fine.
You just don't want him to fall down?
He's kind of like right in my line of sight, and I don't know. I'm not a big spider fan, so I got my eye on him. He's working hard, though.
He really doesn't look like he can do much damage.
See, that's what you say, but you never know about some of them. That's a Wrigley Field spider. You know how tough that thing is?
Yeah, well, I'll move it for you. I'll put it over in Lenny's booth.
Just keeping an eye on it. He's got a little corner web going up there.
I'm okay with the spiders now. If you find a snake in here, I'm out. I mean, literally out.
What'd I miss?
Foul ball.
1-2 the count on Soler.
I think his mother's coming down now.
Oh, that's the baby. Well, I had a drink here, a water bottle I was a little concerned about. I think he's going to be fine up in the corner. Part of the charm of Wrigley. There's Arcia to make the play on Soler for the out. There's a lot of things to love about Wrigley, but
you know, I had a chance to go through the home clubhouse today.
Yes, brand new home clubhouse.
It's the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen in my life.
Isn't it amazing?
I mean, unbelievable. They have got like how many 15 different rooms in there. They got a complete restaurant in there, and it's unbelievable. I had never seen anything quite like it.
They got a yoga Pilates room. They have it's in the round.
Yeah.
And then there's the interior. It's almost like bar seating, but that's where everybody converges. They have meetings. They have their escape rooms. They've got a virtual reality room. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know. Game room. Yeah, it's now that would be a place to spend between games of a day-night doubleheader.
As opposed to the Brewers clubhouse.
I was in there in Joe Madden's office today having a chat with him. You know, we go way back, Joe and I. Days with the California Angels.
Joe Madden took over as the interim manager of the Angels in '99. Terry Collins was the manager, and it was right about this time in '99. Terry Collins resigned. Madden took over for the rest of that season, and then they brought the new group in. Mike Scioscia, the manager. Ron Renicky was part of that staff. Bud Black. And Joe Madden was the only one who remained on the new staff from the old regime with the Angels, and Madden became Scioscia's bench coach, and that group won the World Series with the Angels in '02. And then Madden ended up getting his first full-time managerial job with the Rays in '06, and miraculously changed the culture of Tampa Bay Rays baseball. They became a formidable yearly contending team. As Hayward grounds out.
Yeah, back in '89 and '90, when I was with the California Angels, Joe Madden was a roving catching instructor. He'd be with the big club from time to time. He'd go down to the minor leagues. Had a nice chat with him today, and had a good chat with Chris Bosio, former teammate of mine, the current pitching coach for the Cubs. See, there was no batting practice on the field today.
A lot of social time.
Yeah.
It's easy to have social time in that Cubs clubhouse.
Although it's kind of difficult to get in there. I mean, there's checkpoints all along the way. And
how did you get in there?
I followed Ron Coomer in.
Like a lead blocker.
Yeah, he was. He's pulling guard. Yep.
Cubs radio. Ross a swing and a miss. 0-2 the count.
Because last time we were here, I had a couple of rained out batting practice. Tried to get in there, and they gave me the Heisman. They wouldn't let me in. The guards wasn't happy about it.
Selective company. It's like the velvet rope and everything.
Man.
Little did they know that you are an upstanding member of the media now. The journalist that you are. Nelson seems to have settled down a bit after that 5-run first. Had a scoreless second, got a chance at a 3-up, 3-down third. Very high pitch count. And Ross turns one around. That is way back. And goodbye, a home run. David Ross, his 8th home run of the season. And just as Nelson is a strike away from getting out of the inning, Ross has another thought in mind.
Another location issue for Jimmy Nelson. Right down the middle. I mean, almost crosshairs down the middle with the slider, and that's a mistake. And David Ross hits it hard. Yep, they slide it right down the middle on a 1-2 pitch.
And it's 6-0 Cubs. All 4 of the run producing hits for the Cubs have come on 2-strike pitches by Nelson. This is a ball club that has it going on in every way. Best record in the big leagues. They haven't been on an airplane other than a 2-game series in Oakland since the All-Star break.
Yeah, had an interleague series with the White Sox.
And then they had a series in Milwaukee where they took a bus.
Right.
So they've been around here a lot. And with each win, the expectations continue to rise. No team has higher expectations than the Cubs right now in the big leagues. There's a called strike 3, and the inning is over. But the Cubs score again. 2 out, 2 strike home run by Ross. It's 6-0 Chicago. Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. By your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And by Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner. Cheers, it's Miller time. Hey, look who's here tonight, Rock. Working the phones, making sure she's not missing any breaking news. Sophia Minard of Fox Sports Wisconsin.
She's there with Kate Steinmiller. You know Johnny Steinmiller?
Yes, good
and his
call.
wife. Yeah,
there she is. Hi, Sophia.
You can see the monitor.
You know what? She's not on the phone. She's eating peanuts like a good baseball fan should.
Right.
That's the way.
Where's John?
Looks like ladies' night out.
Johnny used to work for the Brewers. Now he's working with the Blackhawks.
Yeah, our good buddy John Steinmiller. Lester back to work. We go to the 4th inning. 6-0 Chicago. It has been ugly tonight for the Brewers. Perez bounced out his first time up. No television tomorrow. Can listen to that one on the Brewers radio network. Jeff Levering and Lane Grindle will have the call for you. Producer engineer Kent Sommerfeld doing whatever he does. Back at it on Fox Sports Wisconsin on Friday. There are the radio casters, Jeff and Lane. And the king of the multitasker, Kent Sommerfeld. Kent was so busy yesterday between games of the doubleheader. Once he signed off, he went for a jog down by the lakefront.
I think it was a walk.
It's a fast walk.
Yeah.
Came back in a full lather. High fly ball to left. Soler is under it, and Perez is out number 1.
Yeah, I guess we all did a little bit of exercise walking around the ballpark. I didn't leave the friendly confines. Did you actually leave the ballpark into Wrigleyville?
I did. I took a walk down there on Waveland and then took a left over to Grace. Went into the neighborhood a little bit. It's much quieter on the neighborhood than it is around the ballpark. I got some strange looks, though. I got to be honest with you. Probably had something to do with this giant logo on my sleeve that says Fox Sports Wisconsin. But Cubs fans were in a good mood yesterday. Why wouldn't they be? Chris Carter had a base hit his last time up. Brewers got down early tonight. 5-run first inning for Chicago. And Ross just added to it with a home run. If Jimmy Nelson could somehow get through 5 innings, that would be a small victory for Craig Counsell. Remember, he had a starter yesterday that lasted just 2/3 of an inning. Chase Anderson was hit by a line drive off the bat of Bryant.
And Matt Garza only went 5 in game 1.
Brewers bullpen picked up 4 innings in game 1, had to pick up 7 1/3 in game 2. There was no bottom of the 9th, actually 3 innings in game 1. No bottom of the 9th for either one of those games. Trying times for the Brewers skipper. It's been a long year. Brewers have hung in there well. They've probably played a little better than expected. But they're still 14 games under, and post trade deadline they've hit the skids a little bit. As Carter strikes out. And Lester with his 4th K. Carsoup.com trivia. We're looking for the youngest Brewers player in franchise history to reach 1,000 career hits. You got to think about somebody who came up at an early age and was in the lineup every day at an early age.
You know, it's one of the go-tos, wouldn't you think?
I think that has to come from the Mount Rushmore of Brewer players. Yes. Robin Yount was in the big leagues as a teenager.
Right.
Ryan Braun got off to a great start in his career.
It took Robin a while to get going.
Jeanette, a fly ball deep left center. That ball is well hit. And Fowler will run it down just in front of the ivy. And a 3-up, 3-down inning for Lester. Nice catch by Dexter Fowler.
Cheer bad here at Wrigley Field, down 6-0. Hey, on Sunday, August 28th, Brewers host the Pirates, and all kids 14 and under will get a Brewers chest protector backpack courtesy of Quick Trip. Plus, it's also another kids eat free Sunday at Miller Park. Go to brewers.com to reserve your spot today.
Night game at Wrigley. They didn't play night baseball here until 1988. Always a festive atmosphere. Fowler leads off on the ground. Jeanette backhands and makes a nice play to get the out. One pitch and one out. Fowler retired.
Always a good way to be able to get yourself set to throw very quickly by going down on the knee like that. You see more players do that, as opposed to reaching down and, you know, as you're going away from first base, make a throw. Good way to slow yourself down right there and make a good throw to first.
That was a Robbie Alomar move. He used to make that play with ease. The great second baseman.
Omar Vizquel used to do it. Ozzie Smith
used the slide to get in your feet in position to make a throw.
The great ones did it. And you get your eyes down low to the ground to get as close to the level of that hop as you can, and better chance you have to see it.
Little soft line at a first for out number 2. Bryant retired. He'd been hit twice in his first 2 plate appearances. Our Quicken Loans Rocket Arms. Jimmy Nelson and John Lester. Nelson still the Brewers strikeout leader.
Zach Davies creeping up on him, if you notice. You check out Zach Davies' strikeout numbers. Not too far behind Jimmy.
Davies coming into play, or coming into his next start, with 96 Ks. A 49 pitch first inning for Nelson. He's been able to settle it down since. Anthony Rizzo is the only Cub who has not reached base, and we're only in the 4th inning. Cubs got 5 in the first. Added 1 in the 3rd on a Ross home run. Solaire's gone deep. That's a good catch. Our foul ball coverage has been spectacular tonight from our great camera operators here at Wrigley Field. So we got that going for us.
Yeah. They're always on the top of the game. Not so much us, but
not easy to follow those.
No.
Those foul balls. In the air to center. Broxton fell down, now recovers. And that will retire the side. Nice quick 1-2-3 inning for Nelson. He needs all he can get at this point. Yeah, you're doing great.
Brewers 6-0 here from Chicago. It's not too late to join the Brewers Community Foundation and its season-long effort to make a difference in our community by purchasing 50/50 raffle tickets at every home game. Proceeds support nonprofit organizations in the areas of health, education, recreation, and basic needs. And one lucky fan takes home half of the game day ticket sales as well. So the Brewers' bottom half of the order coming up here. Jimmy Nelson has done a pretty good job since that first inning, guys, keeping this team at least pitching wise and try not to get to that bullpen too soon.
Yep, that's the victory in this game for Jimmy Nelson after surrendering 5 in the first, giving up another one in the 3rd. Try to buy as many innings as you can. He was probably 1 batter away from being out in the first inning. Hey. Jake Elmore leads off for Milwaukee as we play in the 5th inning.
But you know, Craig Counsell did not want to take him out in that first inning. I mean, that would be a disaster to this Brewers bullpen. It's going to be a while before the Brewers have another off day. And that's always that always hits the bullpen hardest.
Now the doubleheader, and when your team's struggling and you're having a hard time getting your starters through 6 innings, which the Brewers have had, that's been a constant story for Milwaukee and all around baseball, actually.
Right. Next off day is September 1st.
Brewers in the middle of a stretch of 17 games in 16 days.
I mean, stretches like that, I mean, really put a lot of pressure on your starting rotation. And when you have one short start like the Brewers did last night, and then you have another one potentially tonight. I mean, if Jimmy Nelson wasn't able to get out of the first inning, I mean, that'll set you back a while. And when things like that happen, you end up sending relievers down to bring up fresh arms, and no team wants to do that. Well, Jimmy able to battle through 4 so far. Well, his spot's due up third this inning. We'll see what Craig Counsell does.
Full count to Elmore. On the ground to Russell. Steady as he goes, and out number 1. Lester has now retired 10 in a row. Back to our carsoup.com trivia. Who is the youngest Brewers player to reach 1,000 career hits? Robin Yount. There you go.
That was kind of easy, wasn't it?
24 years of age. He was almost 25. Braun second. We had the top 2, right?
Yeah, look how much difference, right? 4 years. Yeah, when you start at 19, I mean, you start at a young age. I think you're going to fall under that category. You're going to get those hits. They're going to pile up quickly.
We talk about how young Arcia is at 22. I mean, Robin Yount, 19. And that's why we still call him the kid. He's forever the kid in Milwaukee lore.
Yeah. Still great to see him at the ballpark.
Maldonado pulls one foul. You see what the Cubs did there, their bullpen? That's a thing they have going this season. Any foul ball that goes in that direction, the Cubs relievers, they do not move. It's kind of their own little secret society rule. Even if it's a line drive coming right at you, you have to hold your ground.
Like that one in the first inning?
Yeah, the one VR hit. Somebody just
wore
it.
You're not allowed to move out of the way.
Can't move. I mean, I guess you are.
What happens if you move?
I think you're subject to shaming. I don't think there's any monetary losses.
Maybe you have to pick up all the sunflower seed shells after the game.
They have their own currency down there, and the whole idea is that you stand there frozen or you sit there, and whoever gets hit gets hit. It makes for a pretty fun game, actually. Most of the foul balls that go in there are just, are ground balls.
Do you think they have assigned seats? Because there's certain spots in that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one you don't want, Travis Wood seat.
There's one sticking out like that. Eh?
It seems like you're exposed a little bit more than you should be. Maldonado fouls it away. We could apply that to the broadcast booth. You and I just have to stay put for foul balls. You can't get out of the way. I just don't see my brain working that way, though. I mean, the fight or flight thing it's instinctive. I do have a bit of a nuisance up here with a spider, though, that's got me concerned. As Maldonado takes a called strike 3. And there is out number 2, 5th strikeout for Lester.
I really think that spider is more afraid of you than you are of him. At least make him think that anyway. Is he still up there?
I don't know, because when I stick my hand up, he goes right at it. He made me do it. I think he's looking at both of us. Spiders have a lot of eyes, I think. And he's sizing up the two of us on which one might stick in that webbing. And Feeling like he'd have a better chance with the one on the left.
You think I could fight my way out?
I think so.
Yep.
Every now and then he'll cascade down right in front of my face, and then he'll crawl back up. He's
just taking a look at your scorecard and then heads back on up.
spinning a nice web. It's amazing how hard he works. There's a swing and a miss, and Lester 3 up and 3 down. He has 6 strikeouts now. He's retired 10 straight. Milwaukee Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Hupy and Abraham. 1-800-800-5678. Hupy and Abraham. Tell them you mean business. You go, Grasshopper. Keep climbing, buddy. There's nature all around us tonight at Wrigley Field.
He's making his way up here, you know.
It's a fascinating.
How do you feel about grasshoppers?
Evening. I'm fine with grasshoppers. Oh, yeah. Look at him go. Working in tandem.
I hope a foul ball doesn't get him.
This is fantastic. Look at him. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I found it. There it is. Here's Ben Zobrist. Oh, it's great. What else we got around the ballpark? Some spiders, grasshoppers. We got Tim Shays.
You've been checking out what's been going on in that Cubs radio booth?
No. Oh, he's made it to the top, Rock. Look at him.
Oh, he's safe now.
Victory. That's actually on the netting behind home plate. I'm a little fearful for him. Zobrist takes a ball. Nelson threw him a changeup in there. What's been going on in the Cubs radio booth?
They have had probably 50 visitors in there in between innings.
Well, Pat Hughes is back tonight, so that makes sense. Pat pulled a veteran move yesterday, and you know, he gets a few lifelines.
Yeah.
And he played one yesterday for the doubleheader. There's Pat.
There has been a different wave of folks coming in there between innings all game.
We love those guys. Pat Hughes, Ron Coomer. I mean, I'm sure it's a planned visit, right? You can't just walk into the booth.
I don't know. Now, we have our visits in the television booth. We have the VIP packages. People come in, but they are, you know, they're planned. We're told when people are going to be coming in.
That is a swinging strike on Zobrist. He disagrees, but Jerry Davis says that's a fair argument. Now take a walk.
Well, slider down and in, and Zobrist thought he held up. This will be a better angle. I don't know. Maybe he had a gripe. Jerry Davis called it on his own.
And Zobrist is retired. That ball's deep. It's hooking, and it is foul.
That ball was smoked. Pitch down and in. Well, same place that David Ross hit his home run, and pitched down and in.
Addison Russell, and he takes a ball. Big swing and a miss. Russell drove in a run his first time up, had a single to right, bounced into a double play his last time up. Nelson's been able to right the ship. That one's lined to left and right at Elmore for the second out. Well, if you can't catch the games on television, you can stream them live on your mobile device with the all-new Fox Sports Go app. Download the app, take Fox Sports Wisconsin and Brewers baseball with you wherever you go. 2 outs, 5th inning. Tell you, it's pretty impressive that Nelson has been able to last this long after a 49 pitch first. I'm sure Craig Counsell's thinking if we can get him through 3 and then 4, and now you're thinking maybe you could get him through 6 if he can get the out here.
Get a quick out and maybe send him out again. His spot in the order just ended the 5th inning. Not quite at 100 pitches, getting close.
Shows a lot of guile for Jimmy Nelson. There's no question about his work ethic. No question about his want to.
Well, he's tough. I mean, he's got that bulldog mentality. Sometimes that will work against you. But you got to admire. You're right. I mean, you give up 5 in the first, then some guys are just kind of throw in the towel. And Jimmy's been able to work his way here into the 5th inning. One more would be a bonus.
1-2 the count. Soler, who hit the 3-run homer in the first inning. That was a decisive blow in that inning. Came on a 2-strike pitch, and it was a no-doubter into left center. On the ground, Arcia, and Jimmy Nelson with a 3-up, 3-down inning. He is through 5.
The leadoff for Milwaukee. 3:57 entering tonight's game since he was recalled from AAA. He's got 15 stolen bases on the year. He's in the leadoff role again in tonight's game. And Craig Counsell was asked before the game, is he a leadoff type guy? And Craig said maybe a little too early to tell, but he loves his base running. He said that tops his list. He's at an elite level already in the majors. He has good patience at the plate. He showed it in the minors during his career. A lot of good traits to be a good offensive player if he keeps developing those skills. But it's that base running, boy, and he gets on base. There's not many guys that are faster than him in this game right now.
He's been fun to watch. You give him a lot of credit too. He's a guy that went down to AAA, and this new swing he has, at least this new starting position of his swing, that was all something that Keon thought up at night when he was laying in bed wondering about his baseball career and wondering what would make him feel more comfortable at the plate, get him in a better mechanical position, and he thought this up. He put it into play at the AAA level, had the blessing of Darnell Coles, the big league hitting coach, and he is reaping the rewards of it as he delivers with a leadoff single. That snaps a string of 10 in a row retired by Lester.
Yeah, we've gone through this quite a bit, but you know, bottom line is the simplistic explanation is that he's using more of his hands to hit and not as much of his body. You know, throwing his hands at the baseball and not pulling off, and he's been much better at driving the ball in the right center and quick enough to hit a line drive into left field when they pitch him in. A lot more to it than that, but yeah, that's the short version of the whole thing.
Well, Darnell Coles just raves about Broxton's work ethic, the kind of player he is, the kind of attitude he carries, and he takes off, and Ross's throw is a short hop. Broxton's in there with a stolen base.
Down 6-0. You better make it. This is what the Brewers had planned on doing, is running on John Lester. And David Ross, I mean, yesterday and now today has not been throwing the ball all that well to second base. A lot of bounces to the bag.
16 steals for Broxton. Brewers have a runner in scoring position for the first time since the second inning. Orlando Arcia is 0 for 2. He tried to bunt his way on in the third inning. He popped it up. He popped it up right to Lester on the mound. But not a bad idea to try something like that. Arcia has been in a bit of a slump, and this is going to be an interesting test for him to see how he gets out of it.
Yeah, it doesn't take long for the league to figure you out. I mean, if they feel as though you have a bit of a hole in your swing, and right now they're pitching him inside quite a bit. He goes to right field very well. And the Cubs have been pounding him inside. We saw the Reds do that as well.
Broxton takes off, and Lester steps off, will not make a throw. And Broxton steals third base.
You wonder why more teams don't do that to John Lester. And Brewers do it. You don't really see it with other teams.
Little cue shot right off the end of the bat. Lester will run to the bag himself, but it'll score a run. And so the two steals by Broxton turns into an RBI for Arcia. And the first run of the game for the Brew Crew.
Relatively uncontested at second base, and Lester didn't even bother throwing to third. And a little cue shot drives in the first run of the game from Milwaukee. That's what you call manufacturing a run.
First time all series that a Cub starter has allowed a run. Cub starters leading up to this inning had gone 17 shutout innings, only 6 hits and 17 strikeouts prior to that run scoring. Started with Trevor Cahill yesterday in game 1 of the doubleheader. Jason Hamill started game 2, and now Lester tonight. Well, their starting pitching ERA is spectacular. Lackey's a little banged up. He's got a little tightness in the shoulder, and they're going to shut him down for one start. He's not going on the disabled list. They're just going to skip him one turn in the rotation. Cubs have Mike Montgomery ready to start Saturday's game in Colorado. VR pops it up. Hayward coming in. And there is out number 2. Two gone, nobody on for Hernan Perez. Into left center. Fowler makes the play to end the inning. Brewers get a run though. Broxton a hit, 2 stolen bases, and an RBI from Arcia. 6-1. Whitlock have a brand new show on FS1. Speak for Yourself. It airs weekdays at 5 p.m. Central. Beautiful moon tonight. Is that a full moon, Rock? We got some kind of gibbous on that moon, or is that straight full moon?
Yeah, let me check.
Look at that. Beautiful thing. Clear skies at Wrigley. They had rain earlier, had the tarp down during batting practice. Tyler Cravey will take over. Yesterday came up as the 26th man in a doubleheader, and he pitched 2 scoreless innings for the Brewers yesterday. Made an athletic play to get an out at first base. Had a strikeout of Rizzo, and had a nice outing in his return to the big leagues.
Yeah, 3 different times he's been with the Brewers. 8th appearance, a .540 earned run average. Cravey, 2 innings in yesterday's ball game, 2 scoreless innings that included 2 strikeouts, and yes, indeed, it is a full moon today.
Oh, very nice.
Yep. You know, they say crazy things happen when you have a full moon.
Really?
Yeah.
Who would they be?
Just people.
The government?
Emergency rooms.
It is a very strange night here at Wrigley Field. It's a strange weather night. Actually, I think it feels great in the stands, what we're hearing. Hayward deep into right field. Perez leaps and makes the catch for the out. Jason Hayward robbed of a base hit.
And you see that pitch up in the strike zone, and Jimmy Nelson made some mistakes up in the zone. This time Cravey gets one up down the middle. And Hayward, if he gets under it just a little bit, it's going to be out of here. Perez able to go back and make a nice catch.
Beautiful play.
Yeah, playing deep, able to go back and make a leaping catch up against the ivy.
He still plays outfield with infielder instincts. The way he stopped there and then jumped But he makes the plays. He's done a nice job. And he loves seeing his name in the lineup every day, so he's happy to play the outfield. Here's David Ross.
You never like to say that Jimmy Nelson did a good job getting through 5 innings when you're down 6-1, but when you consider he barely made it out of the first inning, I mean, this could reap benefits down the road for this Brewers bullpen.
Yep, you're right. There's something to it. You try to find something in every appearance. And for Jimmy Nelson, it was a bad first inning, a horrible first inning. 49 pitch first inning. Here's one.
Yeah, 49 pitch first inning. The other 4 innings, 50 pitches. So he did a nice job recovering. I'm not going after that ball. I mean, it was too high anyway.
It was a foul ball right at us. But we, just like the Cubs bullpen, remain still as Ross draws the walk.
Well, tonight's Tavern of the Game winner is McCarthy's Tavern in Benton, Wisconsin. If they call the Brewers by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, they get 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
Cravey with 1 out. Now a man on for John Lester.
You know where Benton is?
No.
It's down there by Cuba City, I believe. It's near Dubuque. Remember Cuba City was down there, southwest?
Cuba City's become one of my favorite Tavern of the Game locations.
Benton.
I didn't know there was a Cuba City until that night. Now I do. I feel educated. Pop up, foul territory. Elmore is there, having to fight the bullpen mound. Makes a catch. Two outs in the inning. Lester's gone and back to the top. And Dexter Fowler. My sources tell me that Benton is 9 minutes from Cuba City.
By car?
That's it's yes. Well, depends on speed limit. It's 5 miles. It's a 9-minute jaunt.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You
it's
know,
right
out
by
there
Cuba
on
City.
Highway 11.
Right.
It's really close to Cuba City and Dubuque. Down there by Hazel Green.
What county's that?
I don't have counties on my system. Would that be Benton County? I don't know. Looks like there's a golf course there, though. Cole Acres. Oh, that's Lafayette County. Everybody knows that. Fowler into right center. That's going to fall. A base hit. And Ross will hold up at second. Fowler's on for the second time.
It's amazing how these things just come to you.
You know, if you give it a minute to think about it, and it's almost like it's like a voice in your ear. Just
I had that same voice.
Really? Well, we've been hanging out a lot together.
Yeah. What's your little man telling you right now?
He's saying move on and throw it down to Craig Kashawn, who has plenty to add on Cuba City. He's from that area.
Well, Cuba City's home of Jerry Pettigrew and Cuba City High School basketball. He's got the winningest high school coach in the state. I believe he just finished his 49th year.
Wow.
Legendary.
Wow. Next level Cuba City analysis.
That's right.
Well done.
Did you just know that off the top of your head, Craig? Or
I covered a few state high school tournaments in my day. Even
Nice.
when I was young, Jerry was old, and he's still old, and he's still doing great. So I love the guy. Everybody loves Jerry in high school basketball.
That's good stuff.
Chris Bryant with 2 on. Into center field, hit well, but Broxton is there, and Tyler Cravey puts up a scoreless inning. More Wisconsin geography when we continue from Wrigley.
Head to the 7th inning. The final Free Shirt Friday of the summer is coming up next Friday on August 26th. All fans in attendance for the Brewers Pirates matchup will get a free MKE home T-shirt, courtesy of Experience Fitness. Go to Brewers.com for tickets.
I like that one. I like that free shirt right there.
MKE home plate.
Yep.
T-shirt.
MKE, you know, the letters with Mitchell tells you're in Milwaukee. I'm a big fan. All guys named Mike are big fans of that as well. Chris Carter leads off for the Brewers. It is 6-1 Chicago. 5-run first. As Carter gets jammed and a pop up to Rizzo. First out of the 7th inning for John Lester. Now no Ryan Braun here the next couple of days, you would think. Braun has 22 homers on the Powerball home run leaderboard. Carter with 27. And then you got a couple in there with 10 home runs. Neuenhuis is one of them. Scooter Gennett, Hernan Perez. And here is Scooter. 0 for 2 tonight. Crowd of 40,000 on hand at Wrigley. They've averaged 40,000 each and every game in this series, including the day-night doubleheader. Packing them in. Brewers will have a day game tomorrow here. Jake Arrieta will pitch for Chicago. Brewers have Zach Davies ready to go tomorrow. And then off to Seattle. 3 in Seattle. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunday's a day game. A late night West Coast baseball. Our Miller Lite What's on Tap. 1:20 tomorrow is first pitch at Wrigley Field. Arrieta, Davies. The Cubs best and the Brewers best. It's about how it's shaped up here lately.
Yeah, Davies has been tremendous. Now the Cubs are 3rd in the National League in attendance. Over 2.4 already.
Oh.
Behind the Dodgers and Cardinals.
Much bigger stadiums in LA and St. Louis. Gennett bounces to the shortstop Russell for out number 2. Two up, 2 down. Here's Elmore now. Cardinals won again today. They beat the Astros 8-2 with all of their injuries. St. Louis is in the wild card position right now. They are in the number 2 wild card spot, right behind the Giants, who have lost 4 straight. The Pirates beat the Giants today. So the Giants are up 2 in the wild card standings, then the Cardinals, and then the Pirates are only 1 back of St. Louis. Marlins are a game and a half back. Mets are 3.5 back. You have 5 teams for 2 spots is what it's shaping up to be.
Yeah, Brewers are going to see the Pirates and the Cardinals on their next homestand.
2 hot teams right now. They both won 4 consecutive games. Yeah. Pirates went on a West Coast trip. They lost once through LA and San Francisco. They beat Kane today.
Brewers go to Seattle for 3 after this series. Colorado for 3. Pirates come in for 4, and then the Cardinals. The count on Elmore with 2 outs in the 7th.
Lester in cruise control. Elmore down the line. Foul. Let's see who he picked. Gave it to a Brewers fan. Atta baby. You deserve it, kid. In the middle of all those Cubs fans, right?
Yeah.
Do it again. Another 2-2. A little bit low. The American League wild card race is not as bunched. Baltimore and Boston are in there right now. And those two still have designs on a division title, with Toronto leading the pack right now. Elmore lays off, ball 4. And Jake Elmore has reached twice on Lester. Yeah. A single and a walk.
Pretty close pitch. Up and away. Looks like Joe Maddon's seen enough from John Lester.
High pitch count, 118. And Madden on this warm, humid Wednesday night has seen enough. And Lester will exit to a standing ovation. Is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner. Cheers. It's Miller time. Beautiful moon. It's 6-1. The Cubs have the lead. Brewers trying to put something together here in the 7th inning. They have finally chased Lester. Lester with 118 pitches, the most he has thrown as a member of the Cubs. He'll give way to Carl Edwards Jr.
Yeah, good numbers for the tall, hard-throwing right-hander. Yeah, 20th appearance, second time he's been with the Cubs. He got called back up in June. Pretty good fastball, slider to go with it.
Maldonado even in the count, a ball and a strike. Brewers down 5. Get a quick strike here. Start to get to the Cubs bullpen a little bit as Maldonado, a big swing and a miss. Edwards has been a nice find for the Cubs. Joe Madden raving about the job he's done and the potential that he has.
Pretty straight fastball, but he gets it up there to been the mid-90s. Last time out against the Cardinals, that was back on the 13th. Picked up a loss in that, gave up 5 runs in 2/3 of an inning, so he got hit around pretty good, but before that he was pitching well.
Came to the Cubs in the Matt Garza deal with the Rangers. Little half swing roller, and Ross calmly makes the play to end the inning. 6-1 Chicago. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's stretch time at Wrigley.
Time here Wrigley, remembering Harry Carey. They actually just played Harry Carey on their video board here. An old rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game, which was pretty cool. Let's take a look at our Brewers minor league report. Wei Chung Wong, who is with the Brewers big league club as a Rule 5 pick a few years ago, working his way up through the minor league system. Second start at AAA last night, doing rather well again. At Single A, Wisconsin, Isan Diaz has a 16 straight game streak of reaching base safely. He's batting very well during that stretch at just under 400. And Luis Ortiz at Biloxi pitching tonight. Again, 3 straight outings for him, has not allowed an earned run. Now, Ortiz came over in that Jonathan Lucroy trade from Texas's organization. He was their number 3 prospect at number 63 in the top 100. And he's impressed. So is Lewis Brinson, who also came over in that Lucroy trade. An outfielder was just put on the DL by Colorado Springs. He was hitting the cover off the ball as well. So hopefully these are all good signs for times ahead here soon.
Yeah, Ortiz looks like a good one. Big, strong right-hander out of California and a former first-round draft pick. Carlos Torres is in the pitch. Might see him try to pick up the final 2 innings here.
He hasn't pitched since Sunday. Gave up a couple of runs in an inning of work against the Cincinnati Reds back at Miller Park.
Anthony Rizzo strikes out to start the inning.
Rizzo having a rough day at the plate. Yep, high fastball from Torres to get him. Good pitch with 2 strikes. Up out of the strike zone.
Here's Ben Zobrist. 2 out of 3 tonight. Sounded like he got jammed a little. And Perez is there for out number 2.
And that's a good cutter for Carlos Torres, who has really done a nice job out of that Brewers bullpen. Very consistent all season long. Hadn't had too many bad outings this year. Cutter getting in on the hands of Zobrist and an easy out to right.
Two gone. Here comes Addison Russell. Brewers scored their lone run in the 6th inning. It was an Arcia RBI ground out. All set up by Keon Broxton's 2 steals in the inning. Brewers only have 3 hits tonight. Broxton had one of those hits, and then he stole 2nd and 3rd. Scored on that ground ball. Two and one to Russell. Lester pitched into the 7th inning. Goes 6 2/3. Gives up the 1 run. He's in line for the win, which would be his 13th. There's a wave and a miss. Good pitch by Torres.
Yeah, it's a slider. Yeah, 2 different pitches, the cutter and the slider. And the slider about 83, 84. The cutter about 90 miles an hour.
Torres, the only reliever who did not pitch in the doubleheader yesterday. And you figure he could give Counsell multiple innings. And a swing and a miss. A strikeout. A 3 up, 3 down inning for Carlos Torres. Run first. Looked like Jimmy Nelson wasn't going to be able to get out of the first, but he ends up pitching 5. Good night for a little ice cream and a cup in a helmet. By the way, Brewers Fantasy Camp is coming your way January 22nd through the 29th. And a new incentive here. So our good friends over at Spiders Sporting Goods, Ed Alf, personalizing gloves for you if you sign up by when, Ron?
End of the season, October 1st. Send in a deposit, $1,500, and that'll reserve your spot. January 22nd to 29th. You know who we just got? We talked about it. We got Corey Hart, former Brewer, just retired as a coach. And from what I understand, Ed Cedar has committed.
So you sign up now, you get a glove, you get big league instruction, and most importantly at fantasy camp, you get the attention of the Major League Athletic training staff, because you're going to need it.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We've had good response with the sign-ups, but you get the Spiders Fielder's Glove. You have 3 to choose from. Our buddy Ed Out from Spiders Sports.
No relation to the spider that is hanging down in the booth at Wrigley right now.
You don't know, you don't know that. He might be keeping an eye on you.
There he is. That little speck up right there by Jenny. It's far away from her. She's not even concerned. He's stationary at the moment. Now I made him angry. Did you see him retreat?
Why are you making everybody mad?
Ramon Flores leading off this inning. I just don't want him getting too comfortable, is all. He's not making me comfortable, so he's not going to get comfortable either. I love those gloves, by the way, those Spiders gloves.
Yeah.
And they put your name on it, the personalization of the glove. I still need to break mine in. It's a few years old. Haven't had an occasion to go out and play catch recently.
Do you even know where it is? I know where it is.
Flores slaps one to the opposite field, a base hit. Ramon Flores with a single. Pinch hit single.
And just sticking a bat out there and doing a nice job, just punching it into left field is Ramon Flores. A nice approach. So a leadoff base runner, second time in the last 3 innings the Brewers have been able to do that.
Where'd you put my glove, Rock?
It's actually in your locker. Back of the ballpark.
It's ironic that an announcer would have a locker, but we do. We have lockers in our booth.
We hang up our extra shirts in case we soil them. When we eat, we get the quick change into a clean one.
It's mostly where we keep all of our snacks and our practical jokes.
Right, and you know, bobbleheads and all the giveaways that we show on the air. You think they want all those back?
I hope not. They've already been issued.
Designated for assignment.
I got a couple of Bruce Fleming bobbleheads that no one seems to want to claim, though. Our crew chief friend David Ross taking the slow walk out to Carl Edwards. Edwards facing Broxton, scored the lone Brewer run tonight. 1 for 3. And he was late. Brewers only have 4 hits. All singles. And a wave and a miss. Boy, a nasty pitch. Edwards strikes out Broxton for out number 1. And his first K.
Yeah, he does have a nice breaking pitch. You see going straight down. I think that was actually a changeup. And he got Broxton over the top.
Just dies at the plate. Arcia now 0 for 3, but he did drive in a run in the 6th inning. Arcia into right. And Hayward's got it. Out number 2. And 0 for 4 for Orlando Arcia. But remember, we were talking about the visitors in the Cubs radio booth all night. Well, now they have the coolest visitor of the night. Eddie Vedder has made his way to the.
Oh, okay. I thought you sent the spider over there.
He's behind Coomer. He's hiding out. Pearl Jam lead singer. There's Coom.
But the spider's still here.
Oh yeah. You know Eddie Vedder, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've heard of him. I don't know him personally. I know who he is.
He's back there. He's hiding in the hat. Big Cubs fan.
Coomer apparently knows him.
Jonathan Villar with 2 outs, runner at first. Brewers have just 1 extra base hit in the 3 games of this series. That was the Perez home run yesterday in the 9th in game 2. And there goes Flores, is swinging a foul by Villar.
Had a huge jump. I mean, I don't think Edwards too worried about the base runner with 2 outs.
Oh, and 2 the count. A little tapper to the mound. Edwards makes a play to end the inning. Could be worse things than hanging out with Eddie Vedder at Wrigley Field. When they dug up the field here a few years back, when they redid the playing surface, there were all kind of old football artifacts, like old buried field goal posts and things like that. Goal posts and teeth and shoes, all kind of crazy stuff. Well, it's Damian Magnifico. He is out for his second career Major League appearance. Made his big league debut yesterday.
Yeah, had some control problems. You figured he was going to be a little bit overamped. But Magnifico, he was able to break the seal. He's in the big league encyclopedia.
Well, that'll go as an infield hit for Soler, and a man on to start this inning. Let's check in with Craig Cachon. He's got more on Magnifico.
Yeah, I talked to him for our Brewers Live pregame before the game today, and he was talking about facing that first batter. He said, I thought everything was going to be fine here at Wrigley making his debut yesterday. He said, until I stepped on the mound and I saw Ben Zobrist, and he said, I just kind of lost it a little bit, and he had to regroup, and he did a pretty good job of regrouping out there. But Magnifico, quite a name. His family from the New York, New Jersey area, but they moved to Texas, and that's where he grew up. So he's used to Italian dishes, he said, on Thanksgiving, and then a good smoke of Texas meats on the 4th of July. He says his dad gets the smoker out a couple of days ahead of the 4th of July. But there's a good combination for you. Some good Italian dishes with turkey on Thanksgiving, and then those 4th of July smoked meats. So he's in store for some good stuff here.
Yeah, good combo. He's a good kid. He's been closing games the last 2 years at the AA level last year, and then at AAA this year.
Yeah, he throws hard. I mean, he walked a batter, hit a batter, gave up a run. Yeah, but had 3 fly ball outs. And you figure as he settles in, he's got command's going to get better. Throwing strikes has always been his issue. Of course, that's normal with a young kid that throws hard like he does.
Well, every time out there is a good chance for him to try to settle in and prove he belongs in the big leagues. Certainly has the stuff to do it. That upper 90s fastball. It's all about command for Magnifico. If he can corral the mechanics a little bit and be able to throw it where he wants to throw it, he's going to be a force in the big leagues.
Yeah, he's going to have to be able to, throw that breaking pitch over for strikes as well. I don't care how hard you throw at this level, it's all you can throw for strikes. Hitters are going to tee off on you.
Hayward in the air to left. And Elmore makes a catch. Out number 1. That'll bring up David Ross. Ross homered tonight. He homered in the 3rd. Solo shot, his 8th of the year. Hit that one off Nelson. Nelson had the one bad inning, meltdown inning in the 1st. 49 pitch first inning, faced 10 batters.
Yeah, the final 4 innings, 50 pitches.
So that'll be what he hangs on to. He can take a lot from that. Nelson actually finished his outing today by retiring the last 7 straight. Now the score has something to do with that, I think, but when
hitters are still trying to get hits, and it doesn't matter what the score is, but I think he did a pretty admirable job eating up some innings for Counsell in that bullpen.
One day always leads to the next in this game, and the fact that Counsell is going to be able to get through this one with a relatively normal run from his bullpen is important. Well, Nelson giving up those 5 runs, had a couple of walks, he hit a batter, but innings 2 through 5 he pretty streamlined. Had a double play, did give up the home run to Ross, but faced just 2 over the minimum in that stretch. There's a walk. 1st and 2nd for the Cubs. And Javier Baez will pinch hit now. That'll close the book on Edwards. Inning and a third for Edwards. Only one hit allowed. Lester in line for the win. He went 6 2/3, giving up just the 1 run. 7 punch outs. First and second, 1 out. Power on power here. Baez with the big power swing. Hit a long home run yesterday.
Yeah, 2-run home run, part of a 3-run sixth in game 2 for the Cubs.
Right off the end of the bat, Villar's coming in. He'll go to first and out number 2. Both runners advance, second and third. And back to the top of the order, and Fowler. Second big league appearance, Damian Magnifico. Brewers place Michael Blazek on the disabled list to make room for Magnifico. Magnifico lives in the Dallas area, Mesquite, his hometown. Went to the University of Oklahoma after a stay at a junior college in Texas. 25 years of age. On the ground, Jeanette's got it. Fowler is out, and a scoreless inning in the big leagues for Magnifico. To the 9th we go. Last call for the Brewers. Brewers baseball tonight presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. On a Wednesday night in Chicago, the Windy City, just a few miles from downtown. On the north side, Wrigley Field. Baez will stay in to play second base. And that'll send Ben Zobrist out to left field. And the new pitcher is Travis Wood. He'll try to finish this one off for the Cubs. The Brewers are down 5. See the numbers for Travis Wood.
Yeah, we saw him in game 2 last night. 2/3 of an inning, gave up a run and a couple of hits. 60th appearance of the year for Travis Wood. He's been used quite a bit by Joe Madden. And a 3.02 ERA, so good numbers out of that bullpen.
Hernan Perez will lead off. He's 0 for 3 tonight.
Perez homered off him last night in the 9th inning.
And Wood in a 4-0 game in there to try to clean it up, but Brewers put the tying run on deck. Joe Madden went with Aroldis Chapman. Into center field. Pretty well hit, but Fowler is there. One away. No television tomorrow for the Brew Crew. We will see you again on Friday in Seattle on Fox Sports Wisconsin. But you can follow the Brewers on the Brewers Radio Network. We'll have all 3 games in Seattle. And then the Brewers are coming home.
Nice long homestand coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Last homestand before school starts for many. Got the Rockies, Pirates for 4, Cardinals for 3. Hope you make plans to come hang out with us at Miller Park. Always a lot of fun there. Carter lines one down the left field line and foul. I was talking to a couple of scouts before the game today, and they were just raving about Miller Park and how comfortable it is as a venue, and the sidelines, the big concourses, how much they enjoy for them working there, but just raving about the fans, Brewers fans, and how much fun they have in the seats. They want to see good baseball and winning baseball, but understanding that the Brewers are rebuilding. Yeah, Miller Park's still a great place to hang out. And we're running out of dates at Miller Park.
Yeah.
Take advantage of it.
Only 9 home games in September at Miller Park. You believe that?
Wow.
So you got a nice long homestand, 10 games. 3 games on the road and right back to Miller Park for a 3-game series against these Cubs.
A wave and a miss. Carter is down on strikes. And so it'll be Scooter Gennett as the last call for the Brewers on a forgettable night here at Wrigley Field. A 5-run first took the Brewers out of it quickly. And Gennett up there, hacking aggressive. Thanks to all of our great crew here at Wrigley. Long day yesterday with the doubleheader. Always enjoy coming here. Brewers will have another trip to Wrigley Field. That'll be September 15th through the 18th. That's at the back end of a 3-city road trip. Brewers will play the Cubs in early September at Miller Park, Labor Day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of that week. And Gennett down in the count, 1-2. The Cubs looking to win their 17th game in their last 20 played. Best record in the big leagues. On the ground, Rizzo makes the play. Wood's there, and the ball game is over. And the Cubs win. They've taken the first 3 in this series against Milwaukee. 6-1 the final. John Lester the winner tonight. He goes to 13-4. Let's send it to Jeff Grayson. He's in our Fox Sports Wisconsin studios. It is time for Brewers Live. Take it away, Jeff.